Hey guys, it's me, Miss Norris, and today I'd like to share a fun read aloud with you of the story Commotion in the Ocean. The story Commotion in the Ocean was written in 1998 by Giles Andreae and was illustrated by David Wojtowycz. Wojtowycz. And it is a series of poems all about different creatures under the sea. If you're ready to hear the story, I'm ready to share it with you. Here we go. Commotion in the Ocean. Now, first of all, does anybody out there know what a commotion is? I'll let you think about it for 1 second. Think about when you're getting ready to go to lunch and everyone's washing their hands and finding their lunch boxes and everyone's a little wild and moving around. That's kind of a commotion. A commotion's like a loud noise and a busyness. A commotion. Blurp, blurp, blurp. We have a deep sea diver helmet. Commotion in the ocean. There is a curious commotion at the bottom of the ocean. I think we ought to go and take a look. You'll find every sort of creature that lives beneath the sea swimming through the pages of this book. There are dolphins, whales, and penguins. There are jellyfish and sharks. There's the turtle and the big white polar bear. But can you see behind the wrecks and in between the rocks? Let's take a look and find out who's hiding there. So they told us about a lot of the different creatures we're going to see. They want to know if we can find out who's hiding back behind the wreckage. Who could it be? Is it like my glasses? Is it a crab? Crab! The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make itself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. So crabs really do walk kind of sideways, and sometimes in PE I know that we crab walk in the gym and it's a lot of fun. Or could it be a turtle? Turtles. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay a whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. And so you see the little baby turtles are born in the sand, and as soon as they are hatched, they scramble, pitter patter, into the ocean, and their grown-ups are waiting for them. Isn't that cool? Dolphins. The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them trying to speak. It's not, how do you do, as I'd say to you. It's more of a click, a whistle, and a squeak. And it's a squeak, squeak, click, click, whistle, whistle, click. And dolphins do make kind of a sound. And sometimes they wee. And they are communicating, and scientists have studied their sounds for a long time. Then we have the angelfish. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling, the prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. Oh, look, my fish, I think my earrings might be angelfish. So far, so good. I do like that angelfish. She is very pretty. And then there's the jellyfish. The jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling is lots of good fun. And that's true. Have you ever jiggled like a jellyfish? Jiggle, 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 jiggle. And that's what it says all over. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. But she thinks she annoys other people. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Da-da. Shark. I swim with a grin up to greet you. See how my jaws open wide? Why don't you come a bit closer? Please, take a good look inside. And these little fish will say, yikes! Because he doesn't want those fish to take a closer look. He wants his teeth to take a closer look at those fish. Swordfish. I love to chase after small fishes. It keeps me from getting too bored. And then when I start feeling hungry, I skewer a few on my sword. So we have this swordfish whose nose is a sword. And he just plays with the other fish until he gets hungry, and then he puts them on the end of his nose. And then there's the octopus. Octopus. Having 8 arms can be useful. You may think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all my children and tickle each one on the tummy. So that octopus says Gucci Gucci to all of her babies, tickle tickle. And she's able to hold them and hug them and tickle the others. That might be a great reason to have 8 arms. What do you think the best reason to have 8 arms would be? 8 high fives. I thought so. That's what I would do if I had 8 hands. I'd high five 8 times in a row. Stingray. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingray flaps his wings. But don't you get too close to him. His tail really stings. Lobster. Never shake hands with a lobster. It isn't a wise thing to do. With a clippity clap and a snippity snap, he would snip all your fingers in too. So a stingray can buzz you, but a lobster could snap you. And so if you've ever seen lobsters in a tank at a store or at a restaurant, a lot of times they have little rubber bands on their claws like this so that people can get them and not have them snippity snap them or clippity clap them. They look like they're dancing to me. Doesn't that look like an olé? I think so. Deep sea. Look at these deep sea creatures. Miles below the surface, where the waters dark and deep, live the most amazing creatures that you could ever meet. There are fish of all descriptions, of every shape and size. Some have giant pointy teeth and great big bulging eyes. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fins. But the strangest fish of all have glowing whiskers on their chins. So deep sea creatures are different altogether, and they can look quite crazy. And some of them will walk on their fins, and some of them have light up chins, and some of them have little headlamps. I've seen that on the computer before. So wild. Blue whale. There's no other beast on the planet as big as the giant blue whale. He measures a massive 100 feet long from his head to the tip of his tail. And then on the whale, there's barnacles. We're just a bunch of barnacles and all we do is cling. We know it's not that glamorous, but it's our favorite thing. So we have this big blue whale, and he really is one of the biggest mammals on the planet. And he's 100 feet from one end to the other. That's like the size of our cafeteria. And he's so big that he has little creatures called barnacles that live on him and help keep his skin clean. And he's so big he doesn't even notice that they're there. But they love hanging on. They say it's their favorite thing. It probably would be kind of fun to live on a whale at least for a little while. Walruses. Our bodies are covered with blubber, and our tusks are incredibly long. We're grumpy and proud, and we bellow out loud to show that we're mighty and strong. They say, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." They make that sound to show that they're big and strong. Then it's our buddies, the penguins. My class just got back from the zoo and we just saw the new penguin exhibit and it's amazing. Penguins. We waddle around on our icebergs, which makes our feet slither and slide. And when we get close to the water, we leap with a splash off the slide. So they do. We saw the penguins and they like to play and they slide into the water. And then when they're ready to get out, they pop back up like little rockets. It's amazing. And then we have the polar bears. We saw at least one polar bear too. Deep out in the Arctic, the mommy polar bear snuggles up with all her children since it's very cold out there. So mamas protect their babies and keep them warm because it's very cold in the Arctic. Just a lot of snow and penguins and polar bears. What a lot of creatures we have seen beneath the sea. What a lot of funny things they do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite, and some might want to swim around with you. The dolphin's very friendly, and the lobster's very fierce, but the shark is the most dangerous by far. Can you name the other friends we've made along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. So that's the end. Can you remember all of the creatures that we saw under the sea? Can you remember which ones are your favorites? We can see some here on this back cover. We can see the jellyfish. I like that one. She jiggles. The swordfish is a little scary because we could be playing and then she could eat me. The octopus likes to have all the arms to hold her babies and tickle their tummies. But that shark tries to trick you and says, come inside. But then there's the barnacles and the angels. I just don't know which creature I like the best. If you know which creature you like the best, please hit that thumbs up button at the bottom of the page. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for your support. It really means a lot to me. If you're not a subscriber yet, please click that subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. And don't forget to click the bell so that you're notified when there's new content. I hope to see you all again real soon and go and see if there's a commotion in your ocean. Bye-bye.